Okay, hello everyone. My name is Darius. My in-game name is Stone Singed on Europe West and Europe Nordic East. I'm in Diamond 5 right now, both servers, not that great. Been playing around yeah, D5 and D1 the past couple of years with Singed, and I've decided to make a little patch notes rundown for Singed players. Um, if you want to know how much this patch impacts competitive play or the game in general, you should check out um, either Phreak's rundown, or also the rundown of LS. I will put both in the description below. But for now, let's start with the patch 8.10 and how it will affect Singed. So at first we've got Siam. His base stats, his base health region is being decreased a little bit. This is, after all, it's a little bit better for Singed. He has a little bit less sustain, but it won't impact the lane too much. Then we've got his E. A little bit less base damage, but a higher AP ratio. He won't be building ability power at all, I guess. So we will take less damage, but it's 5 damage at all ranks. That's actually nothing. So this doesn't change anything. So here, the secondary target damage on the E when he knockbacks like a minion or something is a little bit lower. And then his the armor reduction from it will be longer, and it will be on all targets. So in team fights, if he does some shit with his E, he could decrease your armor even when you're getting ganked by whatever, a Kha'Zix or something. You will have less armor and take more damage, so this could impact the lane when you are getting ganked by an AD jungler. And then his R, he's not longer obstructed by Elite Azir's ultimate. Why does it even happen? I don't know, but yeah, this doesn't mean anything. So it will probably stay the same, and you gotta be a bit more careful when you're getting ganked by AD junglers. But you should also always try to dodge his E to not take the damage and not lose your armor. Next one is Dr. Mundo. He got a little bit buffed last patch, and he got picked more often, most of the time in the jungle, and he sometimes went super crazy. Now they're increasing the ultimate cooldown and the costs on the ultimate. So 10 seconds doesn't do too much. He's not using it off cooldown all the time. He's waiting for a perfect moment to use it. Most of the time in lane, it could mean when you're poking him out, he will just randomly press it to regenerate his HP, and could do this 10 seconds earlier now, or 15. And then this won't do too much, but the cost, it's actually some kind of a nerf. But won't affect Singed too much, I guess. And then like Poppy, next one doesn't do anything. Like movement speed increased by 5, doesn't matter. I think you won't feel it. Like last 3 could all be played on the top lane, and then like every nerf another top laner gets is somewhat a buff for Singed, but you won't feel those 3 too much. Like especially this one doesn't do anything. Next one is Zac. They're increasing the ability power ratios, and like on his E and his ultimate and on his W there is no longer an AP ratio, but it does max health damage now, or like more maximum HP damage. When you're building a lot of HP, then of course you will feel it, but you have max health damage unchanged, so this doesn't do shit. And like, who even builds AP on Zac? You're probably just being like a tank, and so for Singed it won't change. Zac will always be annoying because he can CC you a lot, and his damage is like almost never the problem for Singed. Then we've got Bard, just a small buff on his W because they're decreasing the mana costs. Also doesn't matter for Singed. Bard won't, like Bard can annoy Singed a little with his Q, but it won't bring people to play Bard. So we'll still see a shit ton of Namis and Morganas and stuff, and Bard won't randomly come back to meta now. No one will play him, but not that many people, so doesn't mean shit. And then the next one is Kindred. So now she won't rage at you when you steal her camps with your poison while she's doing it, because like if an ally kills a hunted monster within 6 seconds of Kindred damaging it, Kindred will still acquire the passive stack. So like she won't just rage quit when you take a camp. That's good. Then a change on the runic echoes. Some people actually play jungle Singed, and the movements, so they're removing the movement speed, and they now put 300 mana and 10% cooldown reduction on it. When you played jungle Singed, the movement speed was fucking awesome. You definitely wanted it, and you don't have mana problems with Singed, or you shouldn't have them sometimes in the jungle, because if you flip some of the camps, you lose your mana quite often, but if you play it right, you actually do not get out of mana. So you would prefer 7% movement speed as Singed. Cooldown reduction, it's not the greatest stat, so yeah, for jungle Singed this is a bad change. And then next we've got the Warden Totem. Their wards last longer but have a higher cooldown, so you can't use it like 1 minute into the game. You need to wait 1.5 minutes, and yeah, if you like place it early on your buff or something, then it wouldn't be up again when the old jungler would gank you like at 2:30 or 3 minutes. But now they have changed the jungler a little bit. We come to it later. and the jungler takes longer to clear his camp, so he will gank you a little bit later. And yeah, then it doesn't matter, but you could also just wait with your ward and try to place it a little bit later. Will not affect you too much, you just gotta respect it and keep it in mind that it got changed, but you will get used to it after a few games, I guess. And you can't have a jungle item and a support item at the same time. No one does this. They're singed, I guess. Then we have like rune changes. Cheap shot and ingenious hunter doesn't affect singed. Some damage dealers on the top lane could take like a cheap shot and will do a little bit more damage on the lane. The next one, sorcery. This one actually affects Singed, not because you take this rune, but other people taking this rune will be faster. Like a Zinzao, for example, who sometimes takes it, or like even Casio or some shit. They will be faster in the early game, and you can't escape them this easily anymore. Then in the resolve tree, demolish your base damage. It's a little bit higher, 50 damage higher. You're probably not taking it because you have bone plating instead. So this one doesn't matter then. Bone plating got nerfed. You will feel it, like 5 the damage reduction is 5 lower in the early game. You will definitely feel it, and also in team fights. 10 damage, it stacks up like in a big team fight where you could proc it twice, and then like you're losing like 10 to 60, actually 60 damage, and having 60 HP more in a fight could actually save your ass. And then on the lane when you're getting poked all the time by shit like Gnar and something, you will also feel this 5 damage, in my opinion. And Crystal, I fucking can't say this word, I don't give a shit. You all know the rune. You know it. You could feel it into matchups that are playing aggressive in the early game, like maybe Riven with Ignite. Then you will maybe feel the 10 damage, or like the 10 HP. So next we got jungle changes. You should definitely check out other people for for these jungle changes, because I'm not a main jungler and I can't really say how much it affects the jungle in general, but it will affect the lane from Singed because junglers will gank at different timers. Different junglers will be played, so you will see, you won't see Kha'Zix and Lee Sin that often, I guess. And yeah, I'm not sure for Singed jungle how much it affects Singed jungle. You gotta try it out. I'm not playing Singed jungle this much, so I can't give you this much information on this. You should probably check out Phreak or some other main junglers. And then like you also got the Rift Scuttler, same on this one, and then on the items, yeah, you won't. I mean, this one you could probably build it and then run into the river all the time and get mana back, like up to 40 mana per second based on missing mana with the within the jungle or river. But you gotta have smite for this, so then you gotta take Unsealed Spellbook and smite as your main summon as well. This will cost you your teleport. So you don't wanna do this and never build this item. Unless you're playing Jungle Cinch, then you can build it, of course. But you don't wanna take Unsealed Spellbook with Smite as your main summon spell. You wanna take either Ignite or Teleport as your main summon spell. So this doesn't matter. Then bounties. Killstreak bounties are now granted only to the killer, not the team. This will affect the snowballing of almost any champion. So if you're like getting a lot of shutdowns, then it's great. And you will get so much gold and can build your big items. I'm not sure how good this is for Singed, because you're not an assassin and you're not going to get too many kills and too many shutdowns. But if you get them, you can reach huge power spikes really early and then carry the game. But on the other hand, when you're being a little bit behind, then you won't get the gold from the shutdowns when your teammates getting the kills anymore, and it will be a little bit harder to get back into the game. So it's great if you're playing a carry type of build. If you're just playing full tank, fling bot singed, then it's not that well for you, or it doesn't affect you at all. Yes, but keep it in mind, when someone now gets a shutdown, they will get a shit load of gold, and then yeah, they will fucking destroy you because they get huge power spikes really early. Just keep it in mind. Next one, we have like the replays. I'm just saying it because for everyone who wants to get coaching, not getting coached by me, not offering it, but I've tried to get a coaching session by Minish Cap, and I'm not playing on the same server, and I don't like press record on every like game on OPGG, and then I just played a game and I was like, okay, maybe it could be good for coaching, and then I couldn't give him the file, and we had no like way of watching the replay, or he had no way of watching the replay. Now you can just watch the replays of other players, and like, people can coach you much easier without any problems. So this is great for everyone who wants to get coaching or who wants to get coached. Yes, this is then great. And then less legs, also great. Bug fixes. Yeah, no singed in there, and then more chromas, and here more chromas, and then some new skins, more Riven players, great, because we can stomp them and then they cry and leave the game. So free win for Singed. Yeah, let's just go over it one more one more time. Yeah, Siam, Mundo, and Poppy will not be that much weaker than before, or even stronger. Like with this fucking nerf, it doesn't matter. A buff, this little buff doesn't matter. These you will not feel them too much. Kind of placebo buffs and nerfs. This one also doesn't matter because no one will fucking build AP. Doesn't matter. This is just like the jungle changes are the biggest changes in this patch, and I can't say too much about these changes, but they will affect Singed's lane, of course, because they will affect the whole game. Okay, this was the first rundown I've done with the patch 8.10. Yeah, definitely give me a feedback. I would definitely appreciate a feedback on this type of rundowns. We didn't have too much that impacts Singed in my opinion, so I couldn't give too much not that much information. I'm not not a main, like English isn't my main language, so I have a little bit of problems. But let's discuss these changes either on Reddit or in the comments below. Let me hear your opinion on the patch, and yes, I will do this in the future. If you like it, if you don't, then I will maybe not do it anymore because then I'm just doing it for myself, and if no one likes it, then it's just a waste of time. I hope that I could just bring some information to you people, and see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.